Yes, don't forget to log on to doggiediamondstv.com. That is my official website, doggiediamondstv.com. On there, you might find videos you might have missed, as well as ways to get in contact with me, as well as other ways to find the content. I know sometimes you might look and say, damn, this ain't uploading videos. I didn't see nothing. You got to look for me. You don't have to look for me. You could just go to doggiediamondstv.com. That is my official website, doggiediamondstv.com. Also, man, let me give you some information. Have you heard about my $200 social media promotion deal? If not, let me give you some details really, really quick. The promotion will be done on Doggie Diamonds TV and the Interlude TV accounts. That's the Insta stories, the YouTube community, the threads, the Facebook, all over. But as a reminder, this is for serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. I can help you get in front of over 500. It's at 600,000 now. People with a post on my various social media outlets with your product. But don't sleep on your product. It could be your YouTube. It could be your podcast. It could be your new album, your new song, your merch, whatever it is that you need promotion for. I can help you with that. Just contact me at Doggie Diamonds on Instagram, at Doggie Diamonds on Instagram. And sometimes y'all like going to Doggie Diamonds TV anyway, even though I tell y'all to go to Doggie Diamonds on Instagram. But if you go to Doggie Diamonds TV Instagram, somebody going to get to you. That's going to get to me. That is my account, so you're not going to be dealing with somebody that's not going to relay the message. But I don't post on that account, but I got access to everything. So regardless, you're going to talk to me. Let's go. Yes, and as I open up the room with the dopest intro on YouTube, without a doubt, Nate Jackson, what's up? I see you. Jen Cat, what's up? Disrupting Reality. NYC is in that green. I mean, they are a member. Antisocial, what's up? Self-Sufficient 100, what's up? Nisa Shabazz, peace as always. Oliver Young, I'm doing great, man. Hopefully you doing good too. Sucker Free, what's up? If you are watching me right now, leave a comment in the chat. Even if you never left a comment before, leave a comment now and make sure you hit that like button. We got some people in here, but nobody is leaving any comments in the chat. What's going on? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't forget.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yes, Combo, what's up, State? Immortal TK, what's up? I'm here, live. Chastity Forsett, what's up? How you doing? OG Quincy Jones, Merritt Allen is always in the building. Coach Kendaka is in the building. Jeffrey White is in the building. Peace to you as well. Make sure you get the likes up. The likes is very, very essential. Brutus, what's up? So is that Brutus 16? Because I used to know my Roman numerals. Rashawn DeGreer, what's up? William Extra, what's up? I used to know my Roman numerals, but I was mad that I knew all that. It was like, well, I know all this weird Anyway, Tyson Garcia, what's up to you? Yeah, they definitely playing with my numbers. They're playing a lot of games with me, but this is what they do. That's why I tell people to go to the website. They don't send my notifications out. They don't do a lot of stuff when they come to me. That's why I need y'all to hit that like button. Time is money. What's up? West Philly in the building. The Force. Q. What's up? Don't forget.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
VLC. What's up? Big Pound Music is in the building. Oh, 16. Okay, cool. I knew my Roman numeral game was okay. Rob C. What's up? Yes, Iceberg Slim is in the building. This all the people who come through on a regular. New people are here. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. They definitely like to play with what's going on, but I got to keep trucking. I ain't got no time to sit around and complain about what they doing. I just tell y'all what I need y'all to do to fight through that. What I need y'all to do is hit that like button and hit the share button. Yes, BX is in the building. The whole New York City, north, south, east, west is in the building. Even Canada and the UK is watching on the playback. Everybody is in the building for this one, and I feel good about that. What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds TV. This is Doggie Diamonds No Filter. on YouTube. If you listen back on the audio right now, I appreciate you. Make sure you share. Make sure you hit the like button. It's very, very essential, very, very important. This is independent media. I could say what I want. I could do what I want within the confines of the terms of service in this space. But I could say whatever I want. I could give any opinion that I want, not having to worry about anything political. That's a freedom. Taylor Gordon, what's up? Yes, East New York is in the building. Anna David Hill, what's up? You know, that's not a freedom everybody has. So I like to utilize my voice and exercise my freedoms within the confines of the terms of service. So, how's everybody doing? If you don't know, Sheff G is a young man from Brooklyn. And he just got sentenced. He was most notable for supporting Trump and also being blackballed from Hot 97 Summer Jam and criticized by Ebro and Peter Rosenberg for supporting Trump. What I don't understand in that situation is how does a radio station use their power to stop somebody from exercising what they want to use as their political rights to support and do what the hell they want. But they did it. They blocked them from performing at Summer Jam, if I'm not mistaken. So, if you don't know who this guy is, let me give you some information, what's happening, why it's happening, and why this is important. So this is by Sam Moore, Hip Hop DX, of course. And it says, Sheff G sentenced to 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to attempt murder. Sheff G has been sentenced to 5 years in prison after pleading guilty to attempt murder. The Brooklyn rapper, real name Michael Williams, was initially looking at a 20-year stretch, but the judge instead sentenced him on Wednesday today to 5 years behind bars with a further 5 years of supervised release. Brooklyn District Attorney Eric Gonzalez said of the case's conclusion, notoriety could not shield its defendant from justice. He used his fame to fund and direct terrorizing our streets, and though we sought a much larger sentence, he will now be held to account. Brooklyn will not tolerate that endanger our communities and will remain committed to dismantling these criminal networks and holding those responsible fully accountable. Sheff G is alleged to be the member of the 8 Trade Crips and was among 32 people charged in a 140-count indictment in 2023, which also named fellow rapper Sleepy Hollow. Prosecutors claim that the 26-year-old was behind the 2022 that left one man and 5 others injured. It is alleged that the rapper planned the attack and celebrated afterwards with a steak dinner in Manhattan. Sheff is also accused of funding gang activity, I didn't want to say that word, but I did, by offering money and giving expensive jewelry to those who committed acts of that, using funds obtained through his music career. Sheff was initially arrested in May of 2023 and spent just under a year behind bars before finally securing his release on bail last April. At the time, he celebrated paying a hefty bail by writing on Instagram, $10 million bond, 1.5 mil cash bail was the ticket. Bill paid same day. Are you dumb? Sheff G back, New York. We lit. They counted me out. They thought I was done. Peace and love to all y'all. Love to y'all. LOL. Winner Circle. I'm with the stars, baby. You can come and eat with us, but you ain't got a star, baby. While out on bail, Sheff G and Sleepy Hollow endorsed Donald Trump at a campaign rally in New York, leading to speculation that their support was in exchange for further lenience in their legal issues. It is not known if Sheff G and his legal team will seek a pardon from President Trump. So, why is this important? I once was a defender of drill rap. I once was an individual that felt like it wasn't really the music. I felt like it was the individuals, but I now must admit it is the music. And that's really bad for me to say because I don't like to blame the music for anything. You know, I love the music, but it's just something about people who create that music. They have a mindset. And then in doing this music, and I don't want to, you know, a lot of these guys are young. 26 years old is very, very young to me. Old enough to know better, old enough to do better, but 26 is still young. And, you know, I know when I was 26, you couldn't tell me nothing. So, although I don't like to get people out, I like to try to understand the mind of a 26-year-old in these days and times that's getting money that they never saw before, getting fame, fortune, and success, but still trying to be in the street. You can't serve two masters. And I'm realizing that a lot of people who do drill music have a certain mentality. Sheff G is a little homie. Like I said, I definitely don't want to seem like I'm coming down on him, but let what's going on with him be a lesson to you. If you so choose to go down the same path, you will go to jail, you will be arrested, and by the time he get out, he'll be like 30, 31 years old, which is still young. See, the deal with these young guys is they feel like if they go do 10 years, they go do 5 years, they could down shit, they could do what they want, and they, you know, at the end of it all, they gonna come back in and not get a gang of time. So when you think about it, right, even if he got a dime, he would have been out when he was 36, which is still relatively young. And then he would have got all this clout, and he would have got all of this praise for being, he stood tall. And there's really no rehabilitation, and there's really no real risk because you get clout. You stood on business. And I'm realizing the situation with K Flock, Dirk, Sleepy Hollow, Sheff G, and others, they're considered to be drill rappers. And most of them are locked up, NBA Youngboy. Although I wouldn't think some of them are drill rappers, but they would get put in that category. And most of them are in prison for keeping it real, for rapping, dropping breadcrumbs about what they did in the street and their music. And then, you know, the boys just sit back and just gather intel from what came out of your mouth. And it's so stupid and so sloppy because at the same time, they want to claim their victim. They want to claim that. That's how you get clout. That's how you get that, I ain't no joke, I ain't nobody to play with, a stigma on you. And then just for somebody else to try to think you a joke and call your bluff, and then you got to prove it over and over again. And I wish that some of these young guys could move from that space and be able to just create music, not feeling like they have to prove anything in creating the music. Because believe it or not, although drill might not be your cup of tea, a lot of these individuals, these young dudes are very, very talented. You know, if you listen to some of them got good music. You know, I used to like FBG Duck. I like some of his music that he did, but he's gonna be known for Slide. I like the thing that he did, the tribute to Chicago, because he even bigged up the ops. You know, and some of the music is really, really is dope. Like some of the flows and cadence, I can't front. Because when I listen to some of that music, and, you know, me being from a different school of sound, I always wonder how would Big Daddy Kane have rapped to that beat. Because that's where, you know, and these kids are talented, but they're talented, misguided, but that's their environment. And I asked a critical question to y'all the other day, and I got a lot of pushback from it. But I want to ask y'all, if you think, because I asked, is podcasters responsible for what's going on for what they put out and what we put out? I say they like I'm third person. What we put out and what content we get. How come y'all blame record labels? How come record labels get all the blame for the content they put out, but podcasters don't? How come? How come podcasters could put out stuff that's destructive, cause harm, cause beef, people get hurt, get arrested, but record labels get the same flack, but podcasters don't? And then you say you're not responsible for what comes out their mouth. So can record labels say that too? We're not responsible for what come out their mouth. We just put it out. It's not the same thing to you. Y'all don't look at that as the same. So when I did the show about what should podcasters be responsible, everybody was like, no. So how come record labels get held accountable? They still put it out. They market and promote it. And podcasting is the new record labels. Streamers is the new record labels. They're breaking records with us now. They're not breaking records through record labels anymore. There is no record labels anymore. So I don't understand the less money is made in podcasts. You sure about that? Idris to God, now you're going to have to reevaluate that. No, it's not. Less money is made in the record labels now. That's not true. Podcasting is a lot of bread. Trust me. Especially when you put out certain content. But I always ask y'all this question, like, who's responsible? Is the people that's making it or the people who's absorbing it? Like, what responsibility do we have as the people who support it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, think about this, right? Okay. What's the knock on Rick Ross? The knock on Rick Ross is he was a cop, right? Just really think about it. The knock on Rick Ross is that he's fake. He was a cop. He's phony. But when you have somebody like a Bobby Shmurda who kept it real, stood tall, and didn't tell or whatever the case may be, he kept it real, but what was his prize for keeping it real? So either you want a real rapper who keep it real, or you accept a fake rapper with talent. See, that's the thing that I think artists right now, I'm going to tell you something, and even if you're an artist watching this, I know y'all be lost, man. Y'all don't know what the people want. Y'all don't know what to do. Because Rick Ross, whether we like it or not, he make good music. He might not be the realest dude in the world. He's very, very delusional. I ain't gonna lie about that. But I've hit play on a lot of Ross records. So, and you know, follow me. When we get these young drill rappers, they really trying to show they about that life. So they trying to show they about that life because that's what the people, so-called want. The people want the real. So how come when they real, we call them stupid? You see the contradiction? See, if you real, you stupid. And if you fake, you fake. See how that works? Like how we can't have it both ways. What happened to we just listen to the music and it ain't about your personality. It's just music. You hit play, you like it, you jam. It don't matter what they say. So if you real, we love you, but then when you get caught, you stupid. You should have did this. You know, some people get the demons off the street. They destroying our communities. But we love that shit. We love that. That's the best music. It's that reality rap. Because when Ross rap, even if it's dope, some people gonna be like, he fake though. He fake. We can't even see past that he ain't the real Rick Ross. We can't even see past that he was a CEO. We just like, he's fake. But when people keep it real, we call him stupid. So which one is it? You see the contradiction? You see how as an artist, you don't want to say, I got a real job. You got to act like all your money come from rap. It's like artists don't want to admit, yo, man, I got to go to the laundry. That's why sometimes I be on here, you hear the dryer in the background. I got to wash and dry in my crib. I go to the gym a lot, so I got stinking gym clothes. I'm not going to act like I don't wash clothes for YouTube. I'm not going to act like I'm not a normal person for YouTube. Like, yeah, my tailor is coming over. I got like 900 black shirts, like 90 snapbacks. I only wear like 4 or 5 in rotation. Like, when do we accept people for being normal and being them? Like, when are we going to stop wanting people to sell a lie in order to accept them? Like, yo, there's more people not doing good than people doing good. And I think the day that we could accept that, then we could accept each other, and it'd be less fronting, and it'll be less less fronting going on, and less people feeling the need to be included in something that you're not included in. So we got real rappers. We got rappers that's down in shit, paying for shit to get down. But I thought this is what it's about. So if you are an artist and you really, really put that bag on somebody's head, how is it that we call them stupid, like Yellow Beezy, that Yellow, but I don't even know some of these guys' names because I don't listen to them. But it's like, we look at him like, yo, he's stupid. He withdrew 40,000. I thought y'all like real niggas. See the oxymoron? I mean, people will say he's not the real Rick Ross, but 50 Cent ain't the real 50 Cent either. There's a gangster from my town named 50 Cent. He took on his name and some of his persona. His first song was How to Rob. 50 Cent, the guy from Brooklyn, was a stick-up kid. So how do we pick and choose who's real and who's fake? But we love real, but we hate fake. But when real goes real, we be like, you stupid. So what do we want? What do we want? And I think a lot of times people who are creators, they don't even know how to convey with the audience, because the first thing we do, Jim Jones ain't the real Jim Jones. This is what I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying, yo, artists, don't sometimes you feel like you don't know what to do because what's happening with how what's accepted now? Because think about this, right? If said artist come out and he got a chain, he got a mouth full of diamonds, I don't care about that shit. Like, we grown now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we grown now. Like, we ain't gonna see nothing we didn't see. We seen Busta Rhymes with big chains. We seen T-Pain with big. We seen all of that. We seen T-Pain was like the first one with a Bugatti. And me being my age, I understand, but when you're 26, 27, and the need to keep it real, isn't that pressure from us though? That's why I'm asking y'all that. Like, this is a serious question we gotta ask. Is it pressure from us for the artist to be real as possible? Because if they not real, we don't rock with them. and we'll call them fake. But see, real to me sometimes mean you do stupid shit and we salute it. I mean, think about the errors. Before my era, so that would be 1, 2. I might be the third generation after that. Like the realest, it was rare for a rapper to get locked up. Like we had Slick Rick. That's before my time. That's before when I was in it. Cool C, Steady B. It was like we could name the now. Niggas just go to jail. But niggas is still walking around with a Pooh Shiesty on. You know what I'm saying? Like just think about the pressure to be an artist because how do people gonna perceive you? Oh, you ain't got no chains, you broke. Like, what happened to just hit and play and you like the music? Now it's like if you go to jail, that's almost like a prerequisite to being an artist. Oh, he went to jail. He stood tall. He's told. He a snitch. That's what it's all about now. And who set those standards? Like, I went in the studio to escape the streets. I didn't go on the studio to go back outside in the street. The studio saved me. The studio is what everybody couldn't come to the studio. So when I was in there making beats and when I was in there doing stuff, no, that was my zone. Nah, keep that outside. Nah, you can't come in here with that. But now it's like, go to the studio, talk about what we did on the block, literally, not just in fairy tale, not just in a creative way. Let's literally talk about what we just did. As we learn how correct Bobby Shmurda hot N-word was. It was like, it's a real story. Tory Lanez is like when he's in jail. Let's really think about that. Tory Lanez is in jail right now. So who is sanctioning this behavior? And why is it accepted, but it's nothing good coming from it? It's all destructive now. It's like we leading ourselves to the slaughter now. And the super chat is open, by the way, and the cash app, by the way, too. I accept super chats and cash apps. Let's not get it twisted. Support financially means a lot to me. I know some people try to make you believe it's not a big deal. I do not have that ideology. Support is needed. I am independent. I do this by myself, for myself. I do not have anybody in my damn back telling me what I can and can't do. I could pick whatever topic I want to talk about when I want to talk about it. So yes, support is welcome. I just had to put that out there because, you know, some people just be like, "Oh, you good?" No. The Sticky Label says, dudes shun creative rap. I remember in 2011, rappers began saying they rap what they live, and the whole street scene became a spectacle. You know what? I think I did a show on this before. And sometimes I say stuff and it go over people's head because when they don't have full understanding what I'm saying. And believe it or not, when we speak, some of us podcasters, some people be so lucky, willing to disagree that they don't hear what you're saying because they look. For example, I did a whole episode of when Jadakiss and Little C's met back up. I erroneously said it was at the King's Theater. That's all people heard was the error. They didn't hear nothing about, if you look at the comments on that, all the comments had nothing to do about how I put Little C's and Jadakiss back together, how I did. It was just, no, you was wrong on this. All the thing, Barbie Girl Tina, I appreciate you. And it was like, damn, all people look to do is to be a contrarian opposed to enjoying the content and understanding what you said or whatever. But that's besides the point. As an artist, And I want to know why, if you gave me a super chat, why it didn't pop up on the screen? This is probably tripping again. As an artist, and you go into the booth right now, or you make a beat, or you come up with concepts, album titles, what is your creative process now? Because people are going to basically judge you on whether you was real, where you from, what's your affiliation. How are y'all doing it now? Because I'm doing this show, I do shows like this because I really care about the music, I care about the artist. But I feel for y'all sometimes because y'all don't have the freedom to create a certain way without dealing with certain scrutiny. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you have to be from somewhere. You got to be co-signed. You got to be gang affiliated now. You have to be from an area. How do y'all create now? Artists, speak to me. Like, how, when you go and you write your raps, or your producers, I love y'all first and foremost. When y'all are making this beat, what do you say? Because people say, oh, that sounds like R&B. So they don't really want to rap to it. But I need some, how dudes be like, yo, I need a hard beat. I need something. How do you create now? Because I'm going to tell you how I create. It's all off of feelings. I don't think music. I feel it. I don't think music. I don't think I want to make a beat like this. I go off of my mood. I go off of how I'm feeling. And as I'm digging for samples, anything that fits that mood, I can go with. But sometimes I might pass on the sample. Sometimes the sample might be a little too dark, or I might be on the keys, and it just is not fitting how I feel. I feel a little happy today. I feel good. I don't think I need to make a beat because you don't think music, you feel it. You feel words, you feel rhythms, you feel patterns, you feel music. You don't think it. So when somebody be like, you need to do, you ever notice those are the most difficult songs to create? The song that somebody told you that you needed to create. Yo, I passed on a lot of samples because I just didn't feel it. And then I hear somebody like, oh, I had that sample. Damn, I should have messed with it. But then I respect what they did with it. Like, yo, I wouldn't have never did that. Like, yo, they, all right, you came off on that one. You got that one. But music is a feeling. But see, now, when artists are creating, they're keeping us in the same feeling. So if it's drill and it's dark and it's about going out, putting in work and spinning the block, hitting the op, whipping the pot, with the dot, if it's that, listening to said artist is going to keep you like that. That's why sometimes I could take Future in spurts. I could take certain people in spurts because I already know that they're going to put me in this mode. That's why I like my music on shuffle. Because Black Thought might come on, then Akinelli might come on after that. Oh shit. Very, very important that I say this too. I don't really do this too much because it's very, very brings the mood down a little bit. But I must say rest in peace to Gemini, the gifted one. My Brooklyn brother. I had a long, dope conversation with him one day. And we always we spoke about doing an interview. We just never got around to it. Look up Gemini, the gifted one. He had a song called Brooklyn Kids. And he had a song called Funk Soul Sensation. Very, very dope artist from Brooklyn. Who I love both of those records. Shout out to my brother Minnesota who produced the records. But rest in peace to Gemini, the gifted one. You know what I'm saying? I just seen today that he passed, and I was like, damn, like I knew Gemini. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know who he is, look him up. Very, very dope artist. Came out in the 90s, mid 90s, and was just dope. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like to say nothing cliche, take care of you, because I don't know the circumstances. I just know he's no longer here. So condolences to his family and his loved ones. But I just want to know, like, when you creating, what is the pressure? What is the pressure you're under? And that's important, because when we could solve that, when we could, he just dropped the album with Danger Mouse too. Damn. When we could solve that pressures of fitting into the real culture, or you're going to get called fake. It was a time in hip hop, right, where if the music was dope, I mean, respectfully, De La Soul was like one of my favorite, besides EPMD, is my second favorite group. Niggas had on flower shirts. They had this is the Daisy age and shit, but Daisy was an acronym, but I felt like De La Soul, Tribe, they got to be themselves. They got to just really vibe to the music and made some music that's forever. But now it's like, this is not timeless music no more. This music is not timeless because everybody's trying to fit into something. So this, what I really wanted to know, because of course we know, the gang situation is out of control in our cities, and it's now spilling over into mainstream, and we seeing everybody going down. So you're not exempt. Just don't think that you exempt, but just think about when you're creating, what is the pressure of creating? Like, what do you feel like you under? What do you feel like you under? I don't feel like I'm under any pressure when I create, because I do what I want. And I wish more of you had freedom in your expression, because then you will understand me a little bit more. I think because you think music too much, you don't have freedom in your expression. So you don't know how to express yourself on social media. You don't know how to critique, show love, or not deal with certain things. You think you got to be in one mode, and it transferred over to social media and how people carry themselves. Some people be feeling like they got to be one way because I don't want to burn bridges and I want to do this. At the end of it all, man, nobody's in the same mood all day, every day. But people be feeling pressured to be a certain way. Me, I like to be free. I like to just, today, I just feel like being an asshole. Today, I just feel like being an asshole. I heard something I ain't like it, and I feel like talking about it. But people say, he is an asshole. Like, how am I an asshole for expression? I never personally criticize people, but I could critique the music. But when myself and my family and my crew made music, we just vibed. It was never no, we need to make this. We vibed. We vibed. And then some days, like today I was out. I did a 2-a-day today. Went to the gym once, and then I went back early. I went to the supermarket. I went to BJ's. I needed some water and stuff like that. And all I did was talk to little babies today. I think I seen like 3 or 4 babies that had to be anywhere from like 7-8 months to like a year. And they all was like this. Dead ass serious. So I think that's funny, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm saying, like, I wonder what this baby is thinking. And I'm going, blah, 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 blah. I'm doing all this, and people don't know me for that. People don't know me in my everyday life, how I walk around and I'm like the life of the party. I give, I want everybody to be happy. So that's what I walk around when I walk around with that energy. But then I could get on the internet and I say, yo, there's assholes on here, so I'm going to blend right in. Because at the same time, people respect assholes. They just don't want me to be it. They want to, they want to police and control me. I had a brother who I spoke to today, had a little disagreement and we actually resolved. And he said to me, do you think sometimes the way you come off on the internet? And I said, I'm not responsible for what nobody think about me. I'm really not. You could think whatever you want. Thinking doesn't mean you know. We could think what we want and be 100% wrong in what we think is what we know. If you know somebody personally, and that's why instead of me going off at the deep end on the internet, replying, if I'm able to get you on the phone, let's do a 15-minute conversation. Let's agree to disagree to agree. But let's come to a resolution. And I don't think people be wanting resolutions because people just be wanting to feel like they got ops. You know, people be feeling important, especially if you are op that they think is important. They be like, yeah, that nigga my op. And all I keep telling people, and I'm just being real, I'm not being cocky, not being arrogant, none of that. I just keep telling people, you don't have the money or the resources to fuck with somebody like me. You just don't. So what am I going to get out of getting somebody to push you down the flight of steps? I don't get nothing from that. What is it about? You don't like my beard or, like whatever. Okay, cool. You don't got the money or the resources. Nobody can bury you. You don't got lawyer money. You don't got bail money. How you fucking with somebody like me? It just doesn't make any sense. Me, people I dislike for whatever reason, I just move around. It's 1 billion people in the world before I think one person is important or live rent-free in my head. And I be seeing people talk shit and then they post their kids. Or you sitting down with your wife somewhere. Like your wife is exempt. Just really think about that. Like, oh, for what? For what? You get what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. But when we civilize, which we all should be civilized, let's get on these. These are more than going on social media, more than watching YouTube. Let's get on these. And y'all know me personally. If I wrong somebody, I have no problem with coming before you and apologizing to them because I don't do public disrespect and private apologies. That's corny. We apologize publicly. We let it be known. I wronged people. I wronged somebody, and I want them to forgive me because I was wrong. Man, shit, And another thing, I gotta say this too, because it's a saying that that bothers me. Homies, brothers, could we stop saying as a man? Could we just dead as a man? Could we just take that out of our vocabulary? When people say as a man, why do dudes keep saying as a man? As a man? No, for real. Really think about that. I'm very big on words and expression and what is as a man? Fuck else are you? Dudes be like, as a man? As a man? What the hell is as a man? What is as a man when you a man? I'm coming to you as a man. No, I thought you was coming as a goddamn koala bear. What the hell you mean as a man? Yo, as a man, now that I said it, watch you start seeing and hearing it more, and it's not gonna make any sense. What especially, yo, I'm coming to you as a goddamn puma. I'm coming to you as a man? What is this as a man shit? Could we just stop that? Just stop that. Just say I'm coming to you with respect. As a man? As a man? What else you coming as? Time out. I'm just saying, like, as we grow and evolve, we leave the pause thing alone. We leave the weirdo innuendo when we speak. We just talk as grown-ups, but when niggas be like, as a man, it's like Kung Fu Master, Brooklyn G, baby. Yeah. As the toad from the Five Deadly Venoms, I'm coming to you as Mitsuplex. I'm coming to you as Balrog. Cause you know a nigga named Balrog. You a serious nigga. As Balrog? What the fuck you talking about as a man? Could we just stop that? Could we just gotta just extract that from our vocabulary, homies. You ain't gotta come to me as no man. Please. I thought you already was. So what was you? So you coming to me now as a man. So what was you before? Or what did you consider yourself to be before? As zebras? As a leopard? Yo, man. As a Foo Fighter? Like, what the hell are you talking about? Now I'm telling you, as you navigate in cyberspace, you're going to be saying, people going to be saying, as a man? What are you talking about? So you just coming as a man now? The fuck was you before? Now you can say on grown man time, but it's like, as a man? Yeah. No, coming to somebody, no, listen, coming to you as a man mean confronting a problem, responsibility on the talk. No, truth, magnificent, see, wise, intelligent. I don't get with that. Let me tell you something. When men start adapting talking points and dealing with stuff, how we hear women deal with it, that's a problem. Now, A Woman to Woman by Shirley Brown, I thought she said, I'm coming to you woman to woman. And I heard women say, as a woman, and they're saying, as a woman, how can you jack that as a woman? You a woman. It's some like Susan B. Anthony shit. I'm not coming to nobody as no man. Now, I might say, yo, on grown man time, you know, we ain't no little boy, young shit. Yo, on grown man, but I ain't, yo, as a man, I'm coming to you as a man right now. When we start adapting womanly, that's the problem now. And it comes from drill rap. It comes from all of these things. A lot of dudes is raised by their mama. And they start adapting the characteristics, ways, actions, deeds, and lingo of women. And you deal with men like me. And then you come into me and all I hear is bitch. I'm just being real. When I say bitch is not gender. But I'm just saying, I just hear, you know, it's a little. So you don't come to me and say, as a man. Oh no, I thought I was looking at a fucking frog. No, you should just be coming to, yo, listen, I gotta holler at you. On some real shit. As a man, it's like, fuck you mean as a man? And then sometimes when they say as a man, they feel like that makes it better. I'm coming to you as a man. Listen, that don't make it better. Stop using talking points. Stop saying diabolical. Stop saying the fuck. All of that is women shit. And see, this is big dude's problem. You coming to me as a man, but all I hear is woman. All I hear is sayings, cliches, slogans, ways and actions of women. So when you come to me as a man and you like, the fuck, and it's diabolical, and that's not man shit to me. That's not man shit. I know I don't hear men talk like that. So stop saying you coming as a man and you're not. And look at you, V. Smith, you going far to try to misspell. Get the fuck up out of here. Get them out of here. You get what I'm saying? As a man, the fuck did you? What was you before that? So we don't need to address each other like that. If we need to do conflict resolution, let's not come to each other as a man. Let's just come to each other as fucking grown adults and admit our immaturities. Let's admit our mistakes. But saying as a man does not raise the vibration of, I'm telling the truth because I came to you as a man. The fuck out of here. It don't move the needle. It don't make me say, nah, he came to me as a man. Listen, that's what I'm saying. The truth magnificent. I know what it means. But the fact that we adapted certain lingo and the characteristics that goes with the lingo, it's not a man. Now, we could say, we need to have a grown man conversation. That's different than to say, I'm coming to you as a man. Like, me and you need to talk as two grown men. So that means when we establish that, anybody that got any little boy practices, any little boy ideologies, and we can't talk like two grown adults, then we can't do this. But as a man, I apologize as a man. The fuck you was... What was you, a genie before that? Like, what you mean? I apologize as a man. Huh? So if you didn't apologize, what was you before? And again, we be adapting cliches, slogans, and verbiage that the ladies be doing. And respectfully, I'm going to say respectfully, and this, y'all take this for whatever y'all want. A lot of women be using cliches, slogans, and words that they get from mooks. I'm just being real. So all that is giving and demure and all that, that ain't how women talk. That's from mooks. So then they got it from mooks. Because they got a little mookie friend or some mookie about it. And then you adapting they shit and you don't even know. You talking like a mook now. I'm telling you. And how I learned that? Women taught me. Some of the stuff they say come from them folks. Them lashes and all that. That shit ain't. Just really think about it. If you are something and you're trying to be something else, then you need those things and those tools to make you something else. Because you naturally don't have it. So you're going to need the lashes. You're going to need the wig. You're going to need the BBL. You're going to need the jugs. You're going to need all that shit. So somehow the women got tricked into thinking they need what they already got because they trying to be like you. And then you turn around and try to be like them. And then you adapt their language, their ways and actions, character and deeds. And then we sitting there listening to them. And then we start talking to each other as a man. I'm telling you. I don't partake in none of that. So when certain people speak certain language, I'll be like, nah, nigga, bro. He a chick. Look how he talk. We ain't gonna relate. He not gonna understand me. Cause he trying to talk as a man. As a man. Just really think about that. As a man. But who think they a man? The mother kinds, this is what I'm saying. I'm telling y'all, man, I know sometimes some of the shit I say is not really all that palatable because of my delivery. I know, I understand. Sometimes, the medicine, it don't taste good. But the effect of the medicine beats the taste. You ever took black seed oil? Black seed oil don't taste good. But if you a man and you take black seed oil, your lady will appreciate you. That's all I'm going to say. It don't taste good. But for what you doing and what you taking it for, going to knock it out the park. That's all I'm saying to you. So sometimes the medicine don't always taste good. But it's still the medicine, especially if it's holistic. So I'm just telling y'all, all this as a man and demure and what, I don't even know how to say some of this shit because this is not a part of my vocabulary. I just don't let people talk to me. I don't talk to people that talk a certain way. Seriously. I just don't like, yo, hold on. As a man? What did this nigga talk about? So who was this nigga before? This nigga was a marsupial or something like that. I'm coming to you as a man. As a? It don't make no sense. And again, this is why the feelings and emotions be the way they be, because dudes be having the mindset of women who's cosplaying people who's trying to be like them. And it's so confusing that anybody that has a certain lifestyle or carry themselves a certain way, that's why they paraded in front of us. But that's a whole nother scientific conversation that a lot of people ain't ready for, and I could only go but so far on this platform. And plus, sometimes nobody really want to hear it anyway. Nobody really want to hear it anyway. Shout out to my bro Timbo King. I called him one day. I was like, what's good? He said, I can't complain. Ain't nobody listening anyway. I was like, you know what? That's some deep shit. Can't complain because ain't nobody listening. Everybody got their own problems. Everybody got their own shit that they going through. Your problem is not better than mine or greater than mine, or, you know, we all got some shit we going through. And we all got our inner turmoil, our inner battles, family life, home life, private life, work life, driving life. You get what I'm saying? So nobody is exempt from having a bad day. And despite what people think, I don't be having no bad days. My days, if you speak to me throughout the course of the day, my day is full with fun and laughter and just having a good time. But, and I want to say this to y'all, this is very important. You set the precedent of what you tolerate, how people handle you. So it ain't think that I think I'm tough, even though I am. It ain't that I think I'm better than anybody. Never been better. There's people greater than me in so many facets. It ain't that, you know, I'm angry. It's just you set the precedent of how you gonna be handled. Remember, people never take into accord that y'all looking at me. I don't see y'all. But y'all looking at me. I'm here to be judged. So how I let people handle me is how I'm gonna be handled. For example, if you let people mush you, everybody gonna want to mush you. So say said person, this is how we play amongst us. We rank on each other because you and my crew, you getting ranked on. That's just it. But when other come around or somebody come around that doesn't understand the dynamic of how we carry and how we handle each other, we ain't gonna play in front of people who don't know, because they gonna think they could play like that and they gonna get power bombed on their head. It's the same way you carry yourself on the internet. Ladies, a lot of you ladies got integrity. You got esteem. You don't got daddy issues. So if said guy knows you and he makes little innuendo towards you or say certain thing, that opens the door for everybody thinking they can do that. So you got to pump the brakes. And they be like, oh, she thinks she this, she thinks she that. Such and such was able to play like that. Why can't I? You set the precedent for how you want people to handle you. It's just what it is. So if I come off like I don't like people playing with me a certain way, that's because that's where I come from. You know, playing too much with strangers, get your head knocked off where I'm from. So I've been that longer than I've been this. You get what I'm saying? So you although we clown, although we have fun, we not clowns. We just know how to have fun. But we not clowns. We not here to dance the jig. We not here to shuck and jive. We have fun intelligently. We rank on each other. We snap on each other. We say all types of shit, but we respect one another. And that's what I'm saying. You set the precedent for how you want people to handle you. Don't ever feel like you got to let your guard down or you too uptight or people say this about you because people just want to play with you. Go play with toys. Go play with your children. Some of us are not here to be played with. And that don't got nothing to do with no street shit. For example, when people know your real name, why do people think it's cute to just call you by your real name when everybody else will call you by the name that you chose to call yourself? But people think it's a diss to say, okay, such and such. You don't even know me like that. Why are you calling me my real name? Because in playing is disrespect. So where I'm from, how I was raised, playing too much will get your head knocked off. So that's why I'm not mad. I'm never mad. I ain't, you know what make me mad about? I don't ever come off like that. I actually play a lot, but it's with family. It's with loved ones. You set the precedent. Listen, I'm on this bus today. I'm not having a good day. So I just want to just sit here and be quiet and ride this bus. You ain't got no time to be having nobody playing, stepping on your feet and all that, because look at how much that you actually ingest more than you let out. You don't lash out a lot. Believe me, you don't. Because if you lashed out, hell would be outside. So you really know how to center yourself and say, you know what, I'm good. But people swear, she mad, she stuck up. No, maybe she got a boyfriend and don't want to talk to a nigga with a red cup. Maybe I'm in a hurry. Maybe you hit me, yo, Doggie Diamonds, what's up? Yo, what's up? Yo, you got a minute? Nah. I'm on my way to such and such. Damn, I got to get home. This shit just broke. I got to go live. And we don't know what people are going through, but we quick to diagnose and say, yeah. Don't listen. You set the precedent. Anything that you don't like that makes you uncomfortable, you got a right to say, yo, I don't like that. It don't matter what it is. Why do people get angry or mad when you try to teach people how you want to be handled and treated? That shit is the realest shit. When people like, he's mad, he want to yell at the camera and, yo, because people be fucking playing. I'm not playing. You see bozos coming here every night and do stuff, but they don't see that. They just see me. See, your reaction is bigger than the action. So when you saying stuff that makes sense, when you saying stuff that touch people's soul, when I get the DMs, yo, I'm sober, I'm clean, thank you, none of that gets celebrated. People are always going to extract the worst of you to exploit the worst to say, look, this is the worst of him. They never going to say nothing good that you do. They not even going to say that you inspired them. They ain't going to never say that. But they sitting in the shadows watching. That's why we got a few active members in the chat, but we got about 300 people watching. So why isn't it 300 people in the chat? Because the same people who run their mouth about you watch you every night. They stalk everything you do for intel. They look at your stories. They look at your page. They look at everything. They don't comment. They don't say nothing. Because they looking at you to gain intel to try to use against you. Because everybody wants to police you. I don't allow people, respectfully, man, my mom's passed away a long time ago. My father passed away when I was about 35. Who the fuck could tell me what? But my cousins and my loved ones. You think I'm gonna let a nigga on the internet tell me how I should carry myself when a nigga lost? Just really think about that. So before people diagnose you and say you're this or that, whatever the case may be, no, I just don't let people handle me any old way. I just don't. But none of us should, though. Shit, if you walk down the street, ladies, and I squeeze your butt, everybody gonna get them a squeeze. But you might say, I only want him to squeeze it. So you got to set the precedent. Nah, y'all niggas don't get no squeeze, but he do. Just because I could go in somebody's crib and open a refrigerator and get food, that don't mean you could do it. And that's what I'm saying. It's always been like that. So don't let nobody make you think you weird, crazy, got mental health issues or whatever, because you don't let people handle you a certain way. And that's the real shit. Don't let people handle you a certain way. You have a right to say, nah, I don't like that. Fuck is you talking to? Because again, I'm going to say it again. I said it before. Many people carry themselves and do what they do because ain't nobody put no blood in their mouth. It's the realest shit. See, when it's a consequence for your actions, you think a little bit more. That's why you don't stick shit in the socket. You get what I'm saying? That's why you don't stick shit in the socket. That's why you don't put eggs in the freezer. That's why you don't leave your door unlocked. Because there's a consequence. Being that we're in cyberspace and there's no consequence, people could just play with people without no consequence. You might get blocked or whatever, but it's no real consequence. So people make a professional, not even a living, professional mental health crisis problem with going all around the internet fucking with people. And me, you come across me, I'm not that dude. Never got robbed in the streets, ain't gonna get robbed on the internet. Never got balked on in the streets, ain't gonna get balked on the internet. Nobody never even played with me because it's a mutual respect. I walk around and give respect, you get it, that's it. But think about it. People do a certain shit because they never got blood put in them. When you taste your own blood or see your own blood, you reevaluate life. And I know it sounds a little gory, it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. Pain is universal. You have two types of children. You can say hot, and the conviction in your voice scared them enough to not touch it. Then you had that kid that had to touch that shit. He got burned every time. I got a permanent knot on my head right here because I didn't listen. Fell on my head every day. Got pictures. Knot. Didn't listen. What was my consequence? Falling on my goddamn head. My grandmother, favorite thing, tear it up. That's what she say, tear it up. You get what I'm saying? Jossie, where you been? Thank you for being here. Live my app for mental health. Shout out to you too, and your other page for that great Dapper Dan interview. So yeah, that's it, man. I ain't gonna keep y'all all night. I know niggas got shit to do, but I appreciate if you hit the like button, leave a comment on the page. And also, artists. This is for y'all, because I like talking to artists because I am one myself, despite what people think. That's what kind of casts me different from a lot of these other guys. I want to know, when you're creating, do you think music or do you feel music? Or do you let the vibes create for you? Or do you try to create the vibe from your creation? Because I say for me, myself, the vibe, the atmosphere, the mood, the sample, sometimes the light and the incense, the smell, different things create for me. And then I will find the formula that fits the atmosphere. I don't say, oh, I got to do this, or, you know, that's why I never was really good at remixes and shit like that. I'm like, so I got to find something. No. So, yeah, when I blow off, the drum machine has to be feeling 100. Yeah. So again, man, if you listen, let me tell you something too. You're a creator, create, man. Nobody gonna tell you this. Again, I don't have thousands of people watching me every night. You know, whatever was going on with YouTube is whatever. But I'm gonna tell you something. If you're a creator, create. You were put on the earth you were born to create. Create. If you draw, draw. If you make beats, make beats. If you rap, rap. If you got good talking points, do it. It's so therapeutic in creations. If you a creator, create. If you know how to clean up good, if you a creator, create. Do not stifle yourself based off what you see going on. That's why I'm asking you this. Because these guys, Sheff G's, the King Vons, all of them are pressured and they stifle, so they stay in this one mode. And then that one mode has been detrimental to them now. Imagine if Sheff G came out with a song that don't sound like a drill, or because he does do different music too. That's why I do like him. But what if he experimented? He not keeping it real no more? He sold out. You see how they do you? See how they put you in a box, and the same box that they put you in is going to get you in another box. No pun intended. And not the box, the warm box that we like, you know, little landing strip on it, but the box that's going to have you like this. See how they do you? And I feel like that's the people that do that to you, because you think you appeasing the people, but the people can't wait to call you stupid. How do you win? So if you a creator, do what you do, man. You do graphics, do your graphics. Whatever you do, do it. How you doing, Rashida Gordon? Whatever you do, do it. If you know how to sow some shit tonight. Sow some shit tomorrow. Whatever it is that could put a smile on your face, do it. Because there's so much to be sad for, and then you got all this sadness that fucking pushed on you. You know what I'm saying? Shit, if you ride a skateboard, go ride that skateboard. Shit, do a ollie. Film it. Make it content. Content is content. Content going content, because, see, this is the thing too. And this is for us, black people. We always feel like nobody's going to understand us because we pigeonhole. We a gangster, we a pimp, or we a drug dealer, or we a square. Nobody want to be no square. Dudes be wanting to be pimps, but they don't get no box. They be wanting to act like they a hustler, but niggas be taking their drugs. So to lash out, the best thing to do is to be a gangster. That's the easiest thing to do, because all you do, it's an attire with that. You learn the vernacular and you got the attire and you know how to do shit. That's what you are now. But it's all portrayal. So, yo, do whatever you do. Just make content out of it. And you gonna find your tribe. You going to find your tribe. Shit, you mean to tell me if Adam 22 could come from being a BMX rider to being a part of hip-hop media, you can't go from being in hip-hop to riding a BMX? Shit, we always building bikes when we was little. We had a mongoose frame on the GT. We had a mongoose frame with GT mags and pegs, freewheel or only the brakes in the back. Don't put the brakes in the front, because if you go too fast, you flip over. We all come from bike life because we was building bikes. If you from the hood, you built the bike. You built a little small bike with big wheels, or you built a big bike with small wheels. Call it an oink joint. We all come from that. But we got away from what we know because it doesn't serve us in the eyes of niggas who don't even matter. You're going to find your tribe. Yeah, mags and pegs. Putting the card in the spokes. You got to find your tribe. Maybe sometimes your tribe ain't niggas. And that's the problem sometimes too, because we love our people so much, we want to be accepted by our people. Sometimes your people just ain't going to accept you. Seriously. Our people only accept success. Our people only show money. They base success off of materialism too. So if you got certain things, then you successful. Not knowing some of us done had that shit since the fucking 90s and still got it. Still got it. Still got some of that jewelry. Still got all of that. The Mr. T starter kit. So when niggas is just getting, some of us did it and got, we don't even rock with it no more because we evolve, you know, and that's one thing about us too. We don't give each other room to grow. Find your tribe. No matter what it is you do. There's billions of people in the world. The world is bigger than your community. That's why I don't like when people say the black community, because shit, we got black communities all over. But what they doing right now in Detroit, niggas ain't doing in Brooklyn. So there is no black community because niggas might be smoking Black and Miles over there and niggas over here be smoking beaties. They never even heard of a beatie before. Seriously, there's places they be like, yo, what you smoking? A beatie. So we keep saying or playing that we're all the same everywhere, and we not. That's the problem now. But again, whatever you do, do it. Rashida Gordon, I know she's an interior decorator. She showed me some shit. I'm like, she pretty good at it. Very good at it. Going to get materials and shit. Nah, do that shit. Find your tribe. Use these free tools to find your tribe, whether it's IG, whether it's TikTok, whether it's X. And I keep telling y'all, I don't care how you feel about Elon Musk. Get on that Twitter, man. Twitter is the only platform besides Facebook that got a click-through. So y'all be doing yourself a disservice talking about, I don't use that. All right. Say no more. Yeah, I probably do need to make an account. But you on Snap putting fucking filters on you. Make it... I know, but some of y'all, I ain't gonna lie, some of y'all are meant to work for people. Some of y'all are meant to take orders. Everybody's not built to be an entrepreneur. And I learned that the hard way when I used to always try to make entrepreneurs based off of giving them all the tools. But a nigga kept trying to stick a motherfucking triangle in a square. Kept trying to stick a circle in a goddamn octagon. You get what I'm saying? So everybody not built for this shit. Some people are workers. Some people are good workers. Everybody's not a boss, too. Some people are good at taking orders, following orders, and executing because they don't have the foresight or the hindsight coming from where they came from and the foresight for the future or not present in the moment. I know how to be present in the moment today and think about what's going on tomorrow. So everybody don't got that. And that's not a knock against you, but, you know, life be lifing, man. But again, some of y'all got grandma recipes. You know how to cook. You don't even cook. Some of y'all know how to crochet like grandma. You don't even, when the last time you crocheted? Some of you got taught how to draw. When the last time you drew? Last time you jumped double dutch. Did you teach your daughters how to jump double dutch? Do you go outside with your son and shoot hoops? What the fuck do you do? Consume this shit all day? While your kids are sitting there like being run by this shit. Everybody run by this. And I got 2 of them. But they all for business. That's why you always see me promoting. Be like, I saw that video. Well, guess what? It only got 80,000 views. I'm going for 1 million. So I'm stuck. I'm going to keep promoting it. You saw it already? All right, keep it moving. This ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? But again, we all got a genius level hidden talent that we don't utilize because we stuck in the nigga box. Get out the nigga box. You love black people or you love niggas? It ain't the same. Out.